wasn't loving you that broke me. It was learning our love had nowhere to live. I looked at you the way a drowning man looks at the shore, close enough to see, too far to reach. From that moment, even happiness started hurting, because I knew it wouldn't stay. The cruelest fate is not loving someone, it's knowing you were never allowed to. Love was never the problem. The problem was the world that stood between us. Every heartbeat brought me closer to you and farther from peace. I wanted nothing more than to hold your hand without fear. But even our shadows had already learned how to hide. We smiled like nothing had changed, while our hearts quietly accepted a punishment no one had spoken aloud. Every step toward you felt like walking deeper into a future I could already feel breaking, and still I never stopped walking. Sometimes the heart chooses first and spends the rest of its life paying for it. Love was never the problem. It never lied, never betrayed, never asked for too much. All it wanted was one ordinary life, one ordinary morning, one ordinary home with you. But destiny looked at us and quietly whispered, not this time. If loving you was my mistake, then why does my heart still refuse to regret it? Love was never the problem. You were never the problem. Neither was I. The only thing standing between us was a world already deciding how our story would end. And if loving humans carrying this sorrow for the rest of my life, then let my heart keep breaking. Because even now I still don't know how to love anyone except you. Love was never the problem. It was everything around it. The first time you reached for me, you stopped before hands could touch. I smiled like it didn't hurt, but something deep inside began to break. We were standing only inches apart, yet somehow the whole world was already between us. I heard my heart calling your name while my lips had to stay silent. We learned to love in silence, holding back every heartbeat, every goodbye felt too long, every hello felt too short. I wanted to tell the whole world you were mine, but all I could do was love you without saying a single word. I memorized the way you looked at me when no one else was watching. Those little moments became the only place our love could breathe. Sometimes you smile with tears still hiding in your eyes, and I hated that I couldn't wipe them away. The louder my heart cried, the quieter my voice became. We learned to love in silence while the whole world kept pulling us apart. Every step toward you felt like walking against destiny. I wanted to scream that I loved you until the sky could hear my voice, but all that came out was your name inside my heart. Tell me, why does love have to whisper when pain is allowed to scream? We learned to love in silence, but my heart never stayed quiet. It broke every single day behind a smile, behind a goodbye, behind every moment I pretended you were only someone I knew. If loving you must remain our secret, then let this secret be the reason my heart keeps beating, even if it breaks a little more every day. The world never heard our love, but my heart never stopped singing your name. You walked right past me, close enough to hear my breathing, close enough to reach for my hand. But I couldn't, not there, not with all those eyes watching. So I lowered my head while my heart kept calling your name. How can the person I love the most become the one I have to ignore? I had to pretend I didn't see you, while every part of me was running towards you. I had to smile like nothing hurt while my heart was breaking behind every breath. Tell me, how can love be be forced to hide. You slowed down just a little, as if you were waiting for one look, one word, one sign that everything would be alright. But all I gave you was silence, the kind that cuts deeper than goodbye. And when you walked away, I wanted to run after you until the whole world knew your name. The louder my soul reached for you, the quieter I became. I had to pretend I didn't see you, even though you were the only thing my eyes wanted to find. I had to let you walk away again, as if losing you once wasn't already enough. I wanted to call your name until the sky broke open, but all I could do was stand there, watching the love of my life disappear into the crowd. If I can't even look at you, how am I supposed to survive the day I truly lose you? I had to pretend I didn't see you, but my heart saw everything, the way your hands trembled, the way your smile fell apart, the way you kept walking without looking back, because you knew if you did, neither of us would have the strength to let go. And that was the first time I realized love could hurt without anyone ever touching your heart. I looked away, but my heart never did. The sun was never on our side, so we waited for the streets to grow quiet, for every window to lose its light, for the city to stop watching. Only then could I finally walk towards you without fear, without pretending you were just someone I used to know. Why did darkness become the only place where love could breathe? We could only meet the night when no one knew our names, when the moon was kinder than the world. You held my hand like it might be the last time, every single time, and I held yours as if morning would steal you away again. The stars knew our story better than anyone. They watched us count the hours before sunrise. morning found us again. I never feared saying goodbye until it was you standing there, smiling like everything would be alright. But your hand held mine just a little longer, as if neither of us believed we would meet again. And somehow that silence hurt more than any words. Why does every goodbye feel heavier than the last? Every goodbye lasted too long. I walked away, but my heart never could. I kept turning back. Just one more time, one more look, one more chance to remember your face before the night took you away from me. Tell me, how many goodbyes can one heart survive? You always waited until I disappeared before you turned and walked away. I know, because I did the very same. Neither of us wanted to be the first to let go, so we kept holding on to one last second, like it could change everything. Love teaches us how to meet destiny, teaches us how to live. Every goodbye lasted too long, because every goodbye felt like the last. I wanted to run back to you, to forget the whole world, to forget every promise we were forced to keep. I wanted one ordinary goodbye, without fear, without tears, without wondering if tomorrow would still give me you. If I knew that tonight would become a memory, I would have held you until sunrise and let the whole world wait. Every goodbye lasted too long, because loving you made every minute too short, every embrace too fragile, every smile too precious, and every step away from you felt like leaving behind the only place my heart had ever called home. So if tonight is all we have, don't say goodbye. Just stay one heartbeat longer. You said, see you tomorrow, but my heart was already afraid. chose you. Something inside my life would never be the same. The road behind me quietly disappeared. The people who once called my name no longer looked at me the same way. But none of that hurt as much as seeing the fear in your eyes have told me to let you go, as if love could ever obey. Loving you meant losing everything, my home, my name, my tomorrow. But tell me, how could I walk away when every heartbeat still belonged to you? If loving you is the price, then let my whole world fall apart. Because a life without you isn't a life I can survive. Every door closed behind us, one by one. Friends became strangers, family became silence. The future we once imagined slowly faded like morning mist. But every night when I held you for one brief moment, I knew I would lose everything again, just to feel your heartbeat against mine. Some people fight for glory, I only fought for one hand. I was never allowed to hold. Loving you meant losing everything, and still I never regretted you. Let the world turn against me. Let tomorrow forget my name. Take my dreams, take my future, take everything. But don't ask me to stop loving you, because that would be asking my heart to stop beating. If heaven asked me tonight, choose your life or her, I never finish the question. Loving you meant losing everything, but somehow you were still everything I had left the world could strip away. My home, my family, my future, even my name. But there is one thing it will never take from me: the way I loved you with everything I was and everything I'll never become. If loving you destroyed my life, then let the ruin carry your name. I watched all the lovers walking slowly, hand in hand, laughing without fear, without hiding, without counting. Was watching, and all I wanted was something so ordinary to reach for you, without wondering who might pull us apart. Why did the simplest things become the impossible dreams we prayed for. I could never hold your hand the way I wanted to. I had to love you with empty hands and a breaking heart. Every step beside you felt like heaven. Every step away from you felt like dying. Tell me why was loving you the only thing I wasn't allowed to do? Ooh. There were nights you stood so close I could hear your heartbeat, but I kept both hands by my side, because touching you would have told the whole world everything we had spent so long trying to hide. I have never hated silence more than I did that night. My hands still remember the touch they were never given. I could never hold your hand, so I held every memory instead. Every smile, every glance, every second you looked at me like I was still your home. I wanted to pull you close, forget the world, forget tomorrow, forget every name standing against us. But all I could do was watch your hand slowly fall away from mine. One touch, one moment, one heartbeat. Would that really have been too much for the world to allow? I could never hold your hand, but my heart never let go. Even now, when I close my eyes, I still imagine your fingers finding mine, like they always should have if love had been kinder. If fate had been merciful, if tomorrow had belonged to us, then maybe these empty hands would not still be carrying the weight of losing you. I never held your hand, but somehow I still remember how it felt. Every night ended the same way. You smiled, trying to be brave. I smiled back, pretending tomorrow would be easy. But after you walked away, the streets felt colder than they really were, because I knew the hardest part was never leaving. It was waiting to see you again. Why did every good night you. One more minute, one more breath, one more heartbeat. Don't go not yet. Please don't let this night end like this, because every time I watched you leave, it felt like losing you all over again. I memorized the sound of your footsteps walking away until I couldn't hear them anymore. Then silence would arrive and sit beside me for the rest of the night. I never feared being alone until loneliness started wearing your face. The night held us together, morning pulled us apart. Every time we said goodnight, I wanted to run back, call your name, hold you like the world was ending. Because maybe it was not the world, just ours. Tell me, how many nights can two hearts survive, knowing tomorrow will hurt exactly the same? One day we'll say goodnight without knowing it will be the last one. Every time we said goodnight, I left half my soul with you. You walked away, carrying everything I could never say aloud. If fate is listening, then take anything. Take my future, take my name, take my life, but please don't let tonight become the last night I ever hear you whisper goodnight. I hated the night, not because it ended, but because it always took you away. They told me to leave before it was too late. They said love like ours would only end in tears. Maybe they were right, but every time I looked into your eyes, walking away stopped feeling like a choice and started feeling like dying. Some hearts don't fall in love, they make a promise they can never take back. I never stopped choosing you, even when the whole world asked me not to. Every road led away from you, but my heart kept turning back. Take everything, take tomorrow, take my name, take my pride, but don't ask me to live voice, every closed door, every frightened night only made one thing clearer. If loving you was my greatest mistake, then it was also the only thing I ever did without regret. I would rather lose the whole world than wake up one morning without your love. The world kept choosing against us, so every day we chose each other again. I never stopped choosing you, not yesterday, not tonight, not even when fear became stronger than hope. I wanted to shout your name until heaven answered me. I wanted the whole world to know that my heart had already chosen its home, and nothing could change it. If this love is no future, then let me spend the rest of my life loving you anyway. I never stopped choosing you, not because it was easy, but because it was impossible not to. Even if tomorrow steals you away from me, even if history forgets our names, even if our story ends before it should. If I could live this life 1,000 times, I would still find you, choose you, love you, lose you again and again and again. Some people find love, we found destiny. If someone had shown me this road years ago, every tear, every lonely night, every goodbye, waiting ahead, would I still have walked toward you? I ask myself that question again and again, but my heart always answers before I do. Some loves are worth every wound they leave behind. I would still choose you, even if the ending never changed, even if the whole world turned against us. I would still run to you, call your name, hold your heart with these trembling hands, because one life without your love would hurt far more than a lifetime of losing you. I don't need another destiny, I don't need an easier life. I only needed one chance to love you without fear. But fate never gave us that kindness, so we learned to hide, to wait, to hurt, to smile, while our hearts quietly bled. The world wanted us to let go, our hearts never learned how. I would stop looking at the same moon, I'll be there looking too. I would still choose you if this is our blessing. I accept it if this is our punishment. I accept it. If loving you means breaking for the rest of my life, then let every broken piece still whisper your name. And if this world will never let us belong to each other, then promise me when the night comes, when no one can see us, meet me there one more time, one last promise before fate finds us again. No matter what tomorrow becomes, tonight I am still